Have you ever looked at your bank account and felt your heart drop? Maybe you have only $20 left until payday. Maybe your rent is due. Your phone bill is waiting. Your car needs gas. And suddenly, even buying a coffee feels like a financial decision. People often say, money isn't everything. And honestly, that's true. But when you don't have enough money to survive, money starts affecting almost everything. Your choices, your relationships, your confidence, your mental peace, even the way you see yourself. So today, we're going to talk about something that many people experience but don't always talk about. What does life really feel like when you don't have money? I think the hardest part isn't simply not being able to buy expensive things. It's the constant stress. You wake up in the morning, and before you even get out of bed, you're already thinking about money. How am I going to pay this? What happens if my car breaks down? What if I lose my job? What if something happens to my family?
Exactly. When you have money saved, an unexpected problem is just a problem. But when you have nothing saved, an unexpected problem can become a crisis. A $500 emergency can feel like the end of the world. And that's exhausting. You're not just working for your future. You're constantly trying to protect yourself from the next emergency. Here's something people don't talk about enough. Money gives you options. When you don't have money, your options become smaller. You might hate your job, but you can't quit. You might want to move somewhere safer, but you can't afford it. You might want to take a vacation, but you're afraid of missing even one paycheck. You might want to start a business, but you can't afford to take the risk.
And sometimes it's not even about luxury. It's about basic freedom. Being able to say, no. Being able to walk away from a bad situation. Being able to take a day off when you're sick. Being able to help your parents. Being able to take your child somewhere without checking your bank balance first.
That's why financial stability isn't just about buying things. It's about having choices.
Money can also affect relationships. Imagine your friends invite you to dinner. Everyone orders whatever they want. But you're sitting there calculating the price in your head. Maybe you say, I'm not hungry. But the truth is, you just can't afford it.
And after a while, you might stop accepting invitations. Not because you don't love your friends, but because you don't want people to know you're struggling. That can create loneliness. And relationships can become even more complicated when you're in a serious relationship. Bills, rent, debt, kids, unexpected expenses. Money problems can turn small disagreements into huge arguments.
And that's why communication about money is so important. Because sometimes the real problem isn't money itself. It's the fear surrounding money.
Another thing that happens when you're constantly struggling financially is that your confidence can take a hit. You start comparing yourself to everyone around you. You see someone driving a new car, someone buying a house, someone traveling around the world, someone posting their perfect life on Instagram. And you start thinking, why am I behind? What am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm not successful.
But here's the important thing. Your bank account does not determine your value as a human being. Being broke doesn't mean you're stupid. It doesn't mean you're lazy. And it definitely doesn't mean you're a failure. Sometimes people are struggling because of circumstances they didn't choose. Job loss, medical bills, family responsibilities, bad timing, economic problems. Life can change very quickly.
There's also something called the invisible cost of being broke. And it's real. When you don't have enough money, you often end up paying more. You might buy cheaper shoes that don't last. You might delay fixing your car until the problem becomes more expensive. You might use credit cards to survive an emergency. You might pay late fees because you couldn't pay a bill on time. You might buy small amounts of groceries because you don't have enough cash for a bigger purchase.
So being poor isn't always cheaper. Sometimes, being poor is incredibly expensive. And that's one of the biggest traps. You spend all your energy trying to survive today. So you don't have enough time, energy, or money to build tomorrow.
Now, here's where I want to change the conversation. If you're listening to this and you're struggling financially right now, I want you to hear this. Your current financial situation is not necessarily your final destination. You may be broke today. That doesn't mean you'll be broke forever. Maybe your first goal isn't becoming rich. Maybe your first goal is simply getting 1 month ahead, then building an emergency fund, then paying down debt, then increasing your income, then investing. Small steps can completely change your financial future.
And don't underestimate small progress. Saving your first $100 matters. Paying off your first credit card matters. Getting your first better paying job matters. Learning a new skill matters. Starting a side business matters. Your financial life can change one decision at a time.
Money itself isn't the goal. Money is a tool. The goal is what money allows you to do. Sleep peacefully, take care of your family, handle emergencies, control your time, choose your work, help other people, and live without constantly being afraid of tomorrow.
But there's another side to this. Even if you become financially successful, don't let money become your identity. Because if your entire identity is built around your bank account, you'll never feel like you have enough. There will always be someone richer, someone driving a better car, someone living in a bigger house, someone taking a more expensive vacation. Peace doesn't come from having more than everyone else. Sometimes peace comes from knowing that you have enough.
So, what happens to your life when you have no money? You worry more, you have fewer choices, relationships can become harder, your confidence can suffer, and even simple problems can feel enormous. But here's the most important part. Being broke is a situation. It doesn't have to become your identity. If you're struggling right now, don't be ashamed. Start where you are, learn, improve, earn more, spend intentionally, save what you can, and keep moving forward, because your bank account might describe your situation today, but it does not decide your future.
And maybe that's the real definition of financial freedom. Not being able to buy everything you want, but being able to live without fear controlling every decision you make.
If this conversation connected with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, you don't need to become rich overnight. You just need to become a little stronger financially than you were yesterday. ***. See you in the next episode.